Hi, all. Welcome to In the Library. I'm your personal librarian, Bill Georato. On today's episode, we're going to return to our very occasional series, Keeping It Simple. Just 5 simple tips and tricks to keep your writing top notch. So come on in, take a seat, and let's turn some pages. Okay, so the first tip is a word difference. These two words are very, very close, but they do mean different things um, in the grander sense. Uh, recur and reoccur. Recur, it happens over and over again at regular intervals. Um, it's very, very repetitious for a recurring character on a TV show. It's not a regular character, but they appear quite often. For example, reoccur is a it happens less frequently. Okay? It will happen again, but it's much, much less frequent. The next one has to do with voice. There's active voice and there's passive voice. I may have talked about this before in another video. But active voice tells you who did what. Passive voice, it tells you what happened, but it doesn't explain who made it happen. It must be done versus you must do it. Okay? Mistakes were made versus I made a mistake. So the active voice is literally active. The person did a thing. The doctor sent a bill versus the bill was sent. So you always want to use active voice. This is a big one. Who or whom? There's a lot of confusion on this. It's a very, very simple thing to get mixed up. So the trick is if you can replace the word with he, she, or they, you would use who. If you can replace him, her, or them, you would use whom. Good way to think about this is him, her, and them all end with the letter M, and whom ends with the letter M. He, she, or they, there's no M in any of those words, and there's no M in who. So just a little trick there to remember which one to use. Number 4, use your words wisely. Sentences are made up of words, and you want to make sure your audience understands what you're trying to say. So don't use a lot of gimmicks, don't use a lot of jargon or complex concepts. You just want to make it simple. If the audience is in a particular industry and you are in that industry and you're talking about that industry, that's a little bit different because they would understand the jargon because it's the world that you're in. But basically, outside of that, you want to use very common words and just don't make it too complicated. This last one is a really big one. and there's actually a continental difference here. There's numbers, especially with dates. It's best to write out the date, as you see here, August 2nd, 2021. In Europe, in a lot of the rest of the world outside of the US, they write the date day and then month and then year. We write month, day, and then year. So if you write 8/2/21 in the rest of the world, or a lot of the rest of the world, that would be February 8th, not August 2nd. So you want to be very, very clear with dates. So it's just best to write out the name of the month, and then the day, and then the year. And that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed those tips. And what are your tips for keeping it simple? Let's talk about it in my socials. Look down in the description below for some links related to the subject, and check out my other videos on writing tips down below, and the links are all over the place. Next time, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, so let me ask you, what would you like to see in the next video? I can do a book review, I could do more writing tips, I could review a website related to writing, any of these things. Let's talk about it on my socials. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, and do all those algorithmic things that YouTube likes. And thank you to the First 10 Club. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Keep on reading.